Hi, I'm James Holst, and today we're talking about lithium batteries and why I think lithium technology has done more to change ice fishing than any other technology out there today. And why would I make that bold claim? Well, think about what it's done to ice augers. That whole industry is completely moving away from gas or propane. And what we're seeing now is a proliferation of augers powered by nothing but batteries. Before lithium battery technology, there were a few battery-powered augers, but what they lacked was any kind of stamina, the ability to punch a large number of holes. Those augers relied on your standard gel cell 12-volt battery. Now that we've moved towards higher voltage lithium battery packs, augers are now able to punch 50, 60, 70, 80 holes through over a foot of ice. They're lighter, there's absolutely no maintenance to them, they're proving to be incredibly reliable. And another advantage to lithium battery technology where I think it's really opened doors for the ice fishermen is with electronics. For decades, we were limited to fishing mechanical flashers, largely due to the fact that it was impossible to power higher amp draw graphs like the Helix Ice Series. And what we've seen now is with the advance of lithium battery technology, we're able to bring out larger graphs with customizable displays, and we're even moving now into live imaging where instead of just looking down, you're looking out. And those systems require a lot of power to the point where if it wasn't for lithium battery technology, there's nobody out there that's going to be willing to carry around the car battery that it would take to power those systems. So let's do some comparisons here. On the postal scale I have right here, this is your standard 9 amp hour gel cell battery. Weighs in at 5 pounds 9 ounces. The chargers that come with this system typically put out a half of an amp to 1 amp. So if you've got a 9 amp hour battery and a charger that puts out 1 amp, takes about 9 hours to fully charge it up. As we move down the line here, we've got a Dakota Lithium 10 amp hour battery. For comparison's sake, it weighs 2 pounds 13 ounces. This giant 23 amp hour battery from Dakota Lithium weighs in at 6 pounds 11 ounces. Essentially comparable to the gel cell in weight, but over 2 times the power. Here we have the Norsk battery, 2 pounds 5 ounces. That's a 15 amp hour battery. On the end, we've got the Markham Lithium Brute. That's a 10 amp hour battery, weighs in at 2 pounds 12 ounces. So one of the first things that should jump out at you is you get a lot of power in a very compact form factor, and you save a ton of weight. Now, when lithium batteries first came out, they were using a different chemistry than they use today. What they're using today is LiFePO4, LiFePO4. And that's a different chemistry that's very compatible with cold temperatures. You can use a lot of these batteries down to 20 below zero and see no reduction in performance. That was not the case with the original lithium battery packs that were out there on the market. If you think to yourself, ever had your cell phone out there on the ice when it got really cold and shut off on you? That's what happened 5, 6, 7 years ago when lithium batteries first started to come onto the market. I can assure you that is not the case. That is not a concern anymore with this new technology. One of the things I really appreciate about lithium batteries is you can buy higher amp chargers, which really speeds the recharging process. Typically, these batteries will come with a 2 amp charger, which means on a 10 amp battery, you're looking at about a 5-hour recharge. It's actually a little bit faster than that in my experience, and some of these battery companies offer higher amp hour chargers to shorten that process even more. Now, one more thing I want to add is while you can use standard 12-volt gel cell style chargers to put a partial charge on some of these lithium batteries, I don't recommend it. There's a chance you could do damage to the battery by shortening its life cycle, and you will definitely not get a full charge. Anytime you're looking to charge a lithium battery, I would recommend using the lithium battery charger recommended by the manufacturer. You get to choose the amp output of the charger, but do stick with a dedicated lithium charger specifically made to charge these batteries if you want to get the most out of your lithium. Now, here's my recommendation for choosing the lithium battery that's right for you. If you're going to power a traditional mechanical style flasher, the power consumption on those units are very low, right around 1/3 of an amp per hour. Now, on a 10 amp hour battery, you're going to have power for about 30 hours. 30 hours That's going to keep you out there on the ice for an entire weekend. So in that scenario, this 10 amp hour battery is more than plenty. Now, if you're using a graph out there on the ice and you plan to fish long days, take into account that those graphs like the Ice Helix 7 from Humminbird, they use more power. And what you'll need then is a higher amp hour battery. A battery that I'm very familiar with and that I've used the last couple years is this Norsk 15 amp hour battery. It's provided more than enough power for me to use my 7-inch graph out there on the ice for multiple long days in a row. Now, you'll notice that there is this giant battery here. And at the beginning of the video, we talked about active imaging systems, systems that look not just down for fish, but out to the sides. Humminbird 360 is an example of this. Those systems require a lot of power, and you'd see very short run times if you used a 9 amp hour gel cell battery. So in that scenario, what's come out is these large batteries with very high amp hour capacities. This one actually provides 23 amp hours, which with those active imaging systems, this is really what's been needed to take those systems and make them common out there on the ice. Prior to the advent of higher amp hour lithium batteries, guys just weren't going to be willing to haul around the motorcycle batteries or even the small car battery that it would have taken to run that system all day long. Now you're looking at a battery that essentially weighs as much as the original gel cell with 2.5 times the capacity. As we move over here, one of the things that I love about the Norsk battery is it has built-in USB ports right into the top along with a battery charge indicator. Now, one of the things we do when we're filming our TV shows for In-Depth Outdoors is we're running GoPros on the top of our flashers, and typically we're charging our cell phones. So in the past, what we've done is wired in a waterproof USB port, 2 ports on that. Don't have to do that anymore. This Norsk comes with 2 built-in USB ports, one for charging your phone if it's needed, the other for running that GoPro camera. If nothing else, it's just an incredibly versatile battery in my opinion. Now there is another use case that is really cropping up and is getting very popular with anglers, and that is the use of a power box. Inside of this Dakota Lithium power box, there's a 10 amp hour battery, but you have a variety of connections. This box basically makes that battery far more versatile out there on the ice. You've got a cigarette lighter port, you've got a hub for 2 USB connections, it's got a light. It's one of those very versatile systems that a lot of anglers choose to carry with them just so they're covered no matter what type of device they want to power out there on the ice. And to take it even further, so many anglers are out there these days using cordless drills to drill holes in the ice using lithium batteries, of course. And what Milwaukee has come out with is a very simple and inexpensive adapter that connects to their red lithium series batteries. And what that allows you to do is power a USB device. If you want to charge a laptop, a cell phone, you can easily dual purpose the batteries you're using to run your lithium auger to charge your cell phone. This video is intended to give you an overview, an understanding of why a lithium battery might be a perfect solution for the way you fish. Thanks for watching.